Fans, this is JD of Bvtvnews, and I'm back to give y'all the latest and greatest news in the sport of boxing, man. And let's talk about ah Manny Pacquiao, man. Like we just recently, a week or two ago, when we got word that Manny Pacquiao was trying to get into the ring with the likes of Conor McGregor, Ryan Garcia, or Gervonta Tank Davis, we just knew that Manny Pacquiao just could not sit still. Then we saw where Manny Pacquiao had even put in a bid for the 2024 Paris Olympics going down this summer. It was one thing after another with Manny Pacquiao. So here we are. We get the news of the fight that, I'm going to be honest, nobody wants to see. This came out of nowhere. In Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, as they're prepping for AJ versus Ngannou, we suddenly get a random stare off between Conor Benn and Manny Pacquiao that are setting up a bout to face off against each other. Now, listen, man. I'm gonna be honest. As a Manny Pacquiao fan, he is one of my top 2 or 3 fighters of all time. I'm not gonna lie, man. I cannot stand this bout. I can't stand it at all. At this age of 45 years old, Manny Pacquiao has got to let it go, man. He's got to let it go. And as a fan, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I still hear Roy Jones in my ear talking about Jim. He's not getting up. He's not getting up, Jim.
Back to nail Pacquiao with the right hand.
Oh!
That's another knockdown.
He's not getting up, Jim.
He get up.
He's not getting up, Jim. He's not getting up.
No, he's been knocked.
I will never stop hearing that from that epic knockout from Juan Manuel Marquez, man. I just can't get over it. And at this point, as a fan of Manny Pacquiao, who's had such an illustrious career, Hall of Famer, I really, really wish that Manny Pacquiao would hang the gloves up for good and just go over to, exhibition bouts, man. I mean, he's 45 years of age. And my real issue with it is, this is a faded Manny Pacquiao. Like, let's really be honest here, right? If Keith Thurman doesn't get knocked down early in that fight, and if Keith Thurman starts out the fight, a little faster, Keith Thurman would have defeated Manny Pacquiao. All right. Then we get past the Thurman bout, and then we have a scenario where, I was scared for him to face off against Errol Spence Jr., but then you remember Errol Spence Jr. had the eye injury, right? And so he had to pass off the baton over to Yordenis Ugas. And I thought that, okay, Manny Pacquiao might still have enough that he might defeat Yordenis Ugas. And he ended up losing to Ugas. And you saw Manny Pacquiao talk about how, his legs have gotten old. He just didn't have the movement, later in the fight that he typically would have. So, at this point, I know at the advanced stage of 45, I'm going to be honest, man. I really don't want to see him facing off against any fighters, in their prime young. You got a 45-year-old Manny Pacquiao willing to get into the ring with a 27-year-old Conor Benn. Now, here's the real problem with that, man. The real problem with that is that, we gotta keep it real with all of these older fighters who give us that narrative of, oh, I'm in shape. I'm feeling like, I'm in the best shape of my life, right? Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, at any stage of life, let me tell y'all right now, at any stage of life, you can reach, prime physical fitness, a level that you've never reached in your life. I believe that you could be 65 years old and maybe be able to go outside and run, 10 miles. You might be able to go run the furthest that you've ever run your whole life. Or, at 50-something years old, you might be able to go hit that bench press, 375 that you might have never done, 10 times in your life. There are ways to get to a level in pushing yourself, even in older age, that maybe you didn't when you were younger. But here's the problem. Here is the problem, right? When Manny Pacquiao tells himself that he's in prime physical condition, and that he still has it, the real problem with it, Manny, is that the difference is over a 10 to 12 round fight, I'm sorry, that is where age becomes a factor. If you were to tell us all that it's going to be Manny Pacquiao versus Conor Benn for 3 rounds, all right, for 3 rounds, I just might go to the MGM Sportsbook and put my money on Manny Pacquiao to be able to defeat Conor Benn if it's going to be a fight for only 3 rounds, right? But the problem with the age comes in is that this is going to be a 10 or 12 round bout, bro. And that is the part where with age does not allow you to recover as faster. And that's what we began to see with the Keith Thurman fight, the Ugas fight. We saw Manny Pacquiao start out fast, but when it got about to the middle of the fight, it was no longer that vintage Manny Pacquiao that we're used to seeing. Age caught up to him where you're not able to sustain that high level of energy over a prolonged amount of time. So while Pacquiao may be sitting here saying, hey, man, I'm still in shape. I can still do this. Yeah, man, you could probably, it'll be good for about the first 3 or 4 rounds. But by the time we get to, the latter part of the fight, I would expect Manny Pacquiao to begin to fade, man. I know Manny Pacquiao sees the story of, George Foreman, beating Michael Moorer.
Round 10. There's a right hand. Down goes Moorer. He's flat on his back. He may not get up. Not Manny. He's not moving. Moorer could be about to lose the heavyweight title. I don't believe this. Joe Cortez pulls up the count. It is over. Oh.
I know he sees, B-Hop, defeating, John Pascal.
You're now the oldest man in the history of boxing to win a legit championship. How do you feel?
First, I'd like to thank God for the victory and everybody.
Becoming champion at, 46 years of age. But for Manny Pacquiao, man, from what I've seen over the past few years, man, I don't see it happening because he just doesn't have that physical energy, man, to sustain it over 12 rounds. So, this is a fight that we're going to probably get because Riyadh is into making any kind of bout right now that would absolutely make any kind of dollars and any kind of cents on pay-per-view. So the reality is, man, we all are still going to tune in. Like, I absolutely am going to tune in. But as a fan of him, man, I don't want to see him take any more damage. I do not believe that Manny Pacquiao should be taking any more real fights. I would like to see him go on the circuit like Floyd Mayweather and just grab those exhibition bouts, man, where there's kind of a gentleman's agreement, already before you step into the ring that, you're not going to really come try to knock my head off and cause any damage to me at my mid-40s, man. But overall, man, this is what's going to probably happen. They're looking to get the deal done. We knew that Manny Pacquiao was antsy and was itching to get back into boxing in some form or fashion. But y'all let me know, man. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, man. Let me know in the comments, man, what y'all think about Manny Pacquiao, the legend, the Hall of Famer, coming back yet again, but this time against Conor Benn, man. Till next time, man, this is JD of Bvtnews, man. Deuces.